Hey guys, Zoe here. Today I'm going to be doing a video on how I hide my beard shadow. Uh, it is Friday now and Wednesday night. I had shaved and this is what it's looking like right now. And I did laser too, so it is a little more red than normal. But I'm kind of just going to go over my routine on how I hide my shadow. Not saying it's the best one or anything, but it is what I do and it works good enough for me. Doesn't look perfect, but yeah, so let's get started. First of all, I'll show you the makeup that I got. It's all LA Color stuff. I got this face primer here, then this cover and conceal corrector, and then this conceal correct too, and then this is the foundation that I got. Then I use this for setting spray. I don't know too much about makeup, just getting into it, but my girlfriend pretty much helped me pick out all this stuff. So yeah, first off, what we're gonna start off with is the primer. So about that much on my finger. We'll see how that goes. I have been putting on a little too heavy lately, so I'm going to try and put this on a little lighter this time and see how that goes. But from my understanding, the way primer is, it is just to kind of fill in the gaps and stuff like that, so that way the makeup has a little more of a smooth surface to stick to. I'll put a little bit more. And we'll rub that all in. And I am not doing full face, I am just covering up my beard shadow. It's because it's something that is quick-ish to do and a lot less work than doing like full face, at least for me right now. All right, so now that we got that, I'm going to go on to the conceal correct, and the way I usually do this is put a line here, a line here, and here, and do a onto my cheek, smidge there, and right there. Then you take Beauty Blender and kind of move this around to get that in. Get this all blended in. And sorry if I'm not the best at explaining all this. Like I said, I am pretty new to it. You know, assuming it's one of those things that gets better with practice and time, obviously. And I'm just gonna look at my mirror that I got down here too. It's got a little better angle for me. And it's actually starting to flake off a little bit. I believe that's because I probably put a smidge too much primer still. Also, the stubble, I think, shreds it a little bit too. So that's something to keep an eye out for if it's something that you're doing yourself. And if anyone's got any tips on how to help with that, feel free to put it in the comments. Always use help. So there's that. Obviously doesn't look too great, but that's just like the first layer. And we'll kind of go from here and see how it goes. It's also the first time I've done this in really good lighting, and I can see how bad everything is. So that's fun. And then next, we're gonna use this. It's got a little brush on it, so we'll just put some on. Okay. And now we will try and blend this in. Cover up my acne too. Again, just gonna look over here in the mirror. It's a little better angle for this. Okay, and now I got that in. Gonna give it a good patting everywhere. Just make sure you get all the spots. I have the hardest time up near my sideburns and around my jawline. It's a little bit out of my view. So right now I got pretty good lighting compared to what I usually do, because right now I'm using this ring light and can see pretty well. So make sure you have decent lighting, always helps a lot. And now that we got that blended in, looking a lot better than when we first started, so that's good. And then now we're gonna do some foundation. So again, that's the foundation, and just start off with a little blob on there like that. We're just gonna slowly tap it on the rest of our face, and then you're gonna mess up and put a big blob there. Alright, and start getting this put on. Before we move down to the jawline, or neck, sorry. And again, if anyone's got any tips and you see something I'm doing wrong, or you know that something else will work better, please let me know, because like I said, I am newer to this, and I'm just kind of going off what my girlfriend has taught me. Not saying that she's like a bad teacher or anything, but everyone's got different ways of doing stuff. And obviously, if you're trans and you have to cover up a beard shadow, you might know something a little better that works with the stubble and stuff like that. So there's that, and then we're going to put a little more on for my neck. And I'm going to look in the mirror here. And get this in there. And all the makeup that I'm using, my girlfriend bought me some of it actually, but or most of it actually, but it is either from the dollar store or Walmart, so pretty cheap for all of it. anything too extravagant or expensive. Just see here. And now we're gonna pat it in and see if we can get it to be blended in a little bit more. And obviously doing just the beard shadow versus full face, it's not blended in as much up around your cheeks as it can. So obviously you can see there's a pretty decent difference there. When you're out every day though, at least in my opinion, the main thing I'm going for is covering up my beard shadow because it is pretty aggressive for mine. And for me, if I try and shave like every single day, my face gets very irritated and it doesn't feel good, and it is pretty inflamed and red from that too. So covering it up just makes me feel a little bit better. Like I said, obviously it doesn't look perfect, but we're not going for perfect here. We're just going for something that makes me feel a little bit better. So let me try and see if I can blend it a little bit more up here. Maybe get this little bit of red spot. That way it looks a little more blended in and more of a smooth transition. Okay. Get right there real quick. And make sure we got all that. Like I said, those are my problem areas, so I know to try and double check those. All right, so there we go. Like I said, it doesn't look perfect, but it is a lot better than when I started. And it's just something that makes me feel a little bit better when I'm going out in public, stuff like that. And then I usually do too is take a makeup wipe, because obviously I got a little bit on my lips there. So get one of these out. Just take the little edge of it and go on your lips and just get the makeup off your lips if you got any on there. And I usually pair this with like a lipstick or lip stain too. I hardly ever do like full face makeup. Occasionally I will, but not super often. So usually just pair what's covering my shadow and then put on like a lipstick or something too. So I might do a lipstick today. I probably won't though. So won't be doing that. Just covering up the beard shadow mainly. So there's that. So everything's done, and what we'll do now is we're gonna put the setting spray on there. Take off my glasses so I don't get those wet. Do a few sprays. Again, let me know in the comments if I'm doing anything wrong there. I feel like I might put on a little bit too much, but works. So we'll let that dry and then we'll be done. And yeah, but thanks for watching. That's how I cover up my beard shadow as a trans woman. If it helped you, put that in the comments and let me know. And if you have any advice or know things that would work better, let me know too. Thanks for watching and have a great day and keep your head up.